Hi, I'm Tati and I finally read The Book Thief. So in this video I'm going to be sharing my thoughts about The Book Thief, both the book and the movie. The first part of this video will not have any spoilers to the best of my ability, and then I'll warn you before I start spoiling anything. So The Book Thief book is by Marcus Zusak. It is set during World War II in Germany and mainly focuses on a young girl named Liesel. It is narrated by Death, which makes for a very interesting and unique point of view. I first heard about this book when it was very popular on BookTube. It's definitely kind of one of those BookTube made me read it books. I had heard only really good things about it, and then I finally got around to reading it, and it was just as great and sad as everyone said it was. My favorite part of it was probably the writing style. There are definitely some quote-worthy lines and maybe whole pages. And of course, I also thought that the book had great characters. Overall, I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. The movie, which is based off of the book, has the same premise as the book. It also is narrated by Death, which I was glad to see that they kept from the book. Overall, I did really like it as a movie, and I would say that I would give it 5 out of 5 stars as well. However, I did like the book more. Just because, as with most book-to-movie adaptations, the movie, when compared to the book, just seemed really condensed. Both the book and the movie deal with similar topics of war, World War II specifically, family, friends, and of course death. I definitely recommend reading the book and or watching the movie if you enjoy historical fiction or stories or sad stories. I also really recommend reading the book if you've only watched the movie. So now I'm going to get into what I at least would think of as spoilers. So if you haven't read the book and watched the movie and you don't want to be spoiled, I would stop watching here, go do that, and then come back when you're done. But before you go, like this video if you liked it, and let me know in the comments if you're planning to read this book or watch this movie. Okay. Last warning, spoilers start now. Now, as I've kind of already said, if I was going to pinpoint the differences between the book and the movie, the main thing is that the book just had more than the movie, which is, of course, usually how these adaptations work. And the main thing I did miss was the narration. We get a lot more of the narrator in the book just because it is a book, and there's only so much of the narrator you can put in the movie before it becomes overwhelming, which I understand, but I just like the book better because of that. And that's just something I missed when I was watching the movie because I had already read the book. If I hadn't already read the book before watching the movie, I don't think I would have missed it, and I probably would have ended up liking the movie more. And that's not to say that there weren't great narrated parts in the movie as well. There are just more of them in the book. There were also just a lot of character things missing from the movie, like backstory and some of their perspectives, and I think some characters altogether maybe. However, I can totally see why these things wouldn't work in the movie, whereas in the book we had our kind of eccentric, not always chronological narrator. Also, the end of the movie felt a little rushed to me, which is a feeling I didn't really get when I was reading the end of the book. And in the book specifically, Death lets you know right from the beginning that it's going to be a sad story, and there's always foreshadowing about what's going to happen to the characters and which characters are going to die. And that was just something that stood out to me as interesting about the writing style of this story. So that was my review of The Book Thief. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you liked this video, please give it a like. I'm trying to upload a new video to this channel every Tuesday and Friday, at least until the end of the year, so subscribe if you want to see more. Thanks for watching. Bye. I finally read The Book Thief. I can't talk today. They're missing from the book or the movie? Missing from the movie. No, that's not what I wanted to say. Okay. Spoilers.